Greeting, Earthlings.
Big steal. The Palace is alive. Here comes Cecil Wallace. Smacks it up court. Who's there? David Hall. David Hall!
Look, and what happened a year ago when these North Penn Knights took on Jody Johnson goes all the way. Puts it in on the glass.
Jeremy Gray all alone. Slams it down. Jeremy Gray. David Hall. I did it again. I can't believe he did it again.
At the line.
Greenberg, a little giving go to Corey Kane. Reversal count it. Drives. Dishes to Dinkins. Dunk. All getting it back on the fast break, all alone off the zone. Jameson spots up for the three. Patrick's going baseline. Got the reverse and the foul. Not anymore. We're going to be starting to measure. Comes up with it. Won't take the shot over to Jameson. Jameson off the glass. Got it. Jameson on the baseline. Inside Biagis. 4,000. That's it. 1,000 points for Kevin Biagis. History's made here tonight, James. Life is very good North Penn these days. Coming off the demolition of Springfield last Friday. That has the nice manhandle the Cougars in upset going in Lower Marion. With the 27th seeded Owls from Bensalem pulled out an unexpected win, setting up this one more chance for the Knights to prove themselves at home. And we'll handle it all tonight here at the Palace tonight, February 18th, 1997, from the Palace at North Penn High School. It's round 2 of Quad A playoffs. The Knights taking on the Patriot Division rivals, Bensalem Owls. Representing for the very last time, I'm Joe Brown, running the point, along with the man who just can't help but keep it real, Kyle Berger. What's going on, Big?
Nothing much, Joel.
Talk about surprises this setup tonight.
All right, well, Bensalem, of course, as you said, beat Lower Marion in a huge upset last week. And this will be the third matchup this season between the two teams. And North Penn has won the previous two. In the last game, they beat them 78-63, and Mike McKenna just blew up that game, hitting 7 3-pointers with a total of 26 points. And that gave the Knights huge momentum boost going into the postseason as they knocked off the Cougars of Springfield last week. Also, look for tonight, keys tonight, loose balls, as North Penn, the undersized team tonight, they'll try to out-hustle Bensalem. They'll try to get second-chance points off offensive rebounds. The Knights are going to need big production from John Brucker, Dave Hall, and Josh Ebner. And also, look for Jay Jameson, only needing 19 points to surpass Kevin Biagis as the North Penn all-time boys leading scorer.
Always something exciting going on here at North Penn. Just something else for you to keep in mind, this Jay Jameson 19-point thing, all-time leading scorer for the Knights. That would be big if he could do that here for his last game at home. That would be big. That would be very big. Now, we join you a little late here. We don't have much time for a big pregame. Kyle's got your starting lineups.
All right, first for North Penn, at guard, number 10, Pete Christopa, number 21, Mike McKenna, and number 22, Jay Jameson. At forward, number 30, Mike Hauser, and at center, number 34, Sterling McNeil. The Knights are coached by Mike Fergus. For the Bensalem Owls, number 10, at guard, Ron Morris. Also at guard, number 30, Mike Gruber. At forward, number 42, Krishan Lewis, and two centers for the Owls, number 44, Byron Schamberger, and number 54, Alex Houston. The Owls are coached by Sheldon Pear. Tonight's officials are Nick DeFranks and Bill Hopton.
It's going to be a good one, a very good one. And you know what, Kyle, I am going to take this break here. We'll be right back. Tip-offs next. We'll get into it more. Playoffs at the Palace. Doesn't get any bigger than this.
Do you think you have the power to change the world?
I can shape the future, one child at a time.
I know I can make a difference in those children's lives, and I know I have.
Who knows where my influence may stop?
I teach.
I teach.
I teach.
Yes, they're teachers, but to the kids they reach, they're heroes.
I think I have the power to change the world. The influence is always there.
Do you have the power to wake up young minds, to be someone's hero, to change someone's life? Reach for that power. Teach. If you want to make an impact on our future, call 1-800-45-TEACH. Want to change the world?
I teach.
I teach.
I teach.
Be a teacher. Be a hero.
You know trouble can start when the clock hits 3. When there's no place after school for kids to be. Nothing to do but hanging on city streets. When mom and dad are working to make ends meet. Now it's time to beat the street.
With after-school programs, city kids aren't left alone and vulnerable. They keep on learning between 3 and 6, but these programs need your support. Join with the Urban League to keep them going. Call now, because it's
time to beat the street.
Joel Brown back along with the funniest man on television, Kyle Berger, at the Palace. Section round 2 of Class Quad A playoffs in Division 1. Exciting. Bensalem Owls versus the North Penn Knights. It'll be a good one tonight. As the Knights come in here, very good shape. They were 9-2 this season at home. Bensalem's got a tough job ahead of them. Plus, North Penn has beat them their last 2 times this season. So,
yeah, definitely that last one, as I said earlier. Huge momentum boost coming into the playoffs. The Knights lost 5 of their last 7, but that last game against Bensalem was really a huge boost. And as we saw, they just came in and ran over Springfield.
Most definitely, most definitely. Bensalem comes in here coming off the ultimate momentum, beating Lower Marion. How just unexpected win, that upset last Friday.
Well, of course, Lower Marion doesn't have any Kobe Bryant this year. That might have made a difference.
Maybe so, but you're still their defending state champions, you know? That's got to be some kind of morale booster for these Owls as we're set for tip-off here at the Palace. The last time. Sterling McNeil, Jay Jamison, your seniors, their last time at home. Sterling controls the tip. Jay takes it straight to the hoop. Starting the game off with the deuce. 2-0 North Penn. That's one way to go.
Can't think of a better way to start out a game than that. We'll bucket right off the tip.
There's Krishawn Lewis back outside. Inside Alex Houston in the middle. Back outside to Lewis. Lewis, that's for 3. Couldn't get it down as Sterling tips it out, goes out of bounds. Back to Bensalem. We're just underway here. 7:37 on the clock. Ron Morris will take it out for the Owls. Morris inbounding, finds Houston. Houston underneath, double team. Sterling almost got a piece of it. Houston put it right back out. He's certainly a force the Knights are going to have to deal with tonight.
Definitely. He's also one of the team's biggest leaders. You'll see him. He's a vocal general out on the court. And he'll be right there. He's directing the defense under the basket, setting it up. Look for him to take charge tonight.
Saw him in the pregame. Definitely a leader for these Owls as Bensalem controls outside to Morris. Morris over. Couldn't get it there. As Krishawn Lewis missed the shot. Jamison splits the defenders. Inside, couldn't get the Knights. Bounce into Hauser as Christopher tries to save it. Fumble on the ground here. McKenna picks it up. Fight as Lewis kicks it out to Hauser. Hauser saves it. We're down, jump ball. Back to the Knights.
There you see, Joel, exactly what we were talking about before the game. Coach Fergus says they're going to have to win those battles on the ground. Unfortunately, jump ball possession arrow favors Bensalem, but that's what it's going to come down to tonight. North Penn is not going to be able to out-rebound Bensalem.
Definitely not with this height problem here for the Knights. And the Owls, almost all their starters over 6 feet. Here's Ron Morris running the point. Out to Lewis. Schamberger, rather. Schamberger over to Lewis. Lewis up top versus Christopa. That's for 3. Couldn't get it. Goes out back to the Knights with 6:30 on the clock. We're still locked at 2 at the Palace. Jamison will bring it up. Jamison over to McKenna on the far side, over to Christopa. Christopa stumbles, gives it back out to McKenna. McKenna up top, over to Jamison. Jamison over to Hauser on the near side, inside to Christopa. Christopa will roll back up top. Gives it up to McKenna. Back to Christopa, almost slapped away there by Houston, who bounces back over to McKenna. McKenna back to Jamison. Jamison over to Hauser. Hauser over to Christopa. Christopa fakes it, runs up, gives it up to McKenna. 5:57 on the clock. Over to McKenna. McKenna fakes the 3, drives in, bouncer into McNeil. Sterling with the reversal. Nice move. Sterling McNeil coming up in the post.
Beautiful job by McNeil to get open and come up underneath with the reverse so he can't get blocked by Schamberger or Houston.
Nice job there. Bensalem down 4-2 now. 5:35 on the clock. Here's Morris up top. Back over to Gruber. Gruber on the far side. Inside, couldn't get it in as Lewis puts it back in for 2. That'll tie it up at 4 with 5:23 on the clock.
Second chance points for Bensalem. They're going to have a lot of them tonight. North Penn is going to have to box out effectively and get their own rebounds on the defensive side of the ball.
Here's Hauser in the middle. Another bouncer into Sterling. Sterling colleges it and gets it in for 2. 6-4, 5:07 on the clock.
That was a beautiful pass by Hauser.
Nice look. Here's Gruber in the backcourt. Harassed by Jamison. Sterling almost picks off the pass into Houston, who gets it up to Morris. Morris on the far side with 4:53 on the clock. Bouncer into Houston. Oh, would have been a nice move as Lewis puts it back in. Got the foul. Nice move by Krishawn Lewis. Getting in there, got the foul. He'll step to the line, try to complete the three-point play.
As you saw before there, though, that was a beautifully executed give and go to get the original shot there, even though it didn't go in. And once again, the offensive rebound and the putback with the foul. Bensalem will take one shot here.
Here comes Bensalem, a chance to take the lead here for the first time this game. By the way, that foul on Pete Christopa, his first team foul. Lewis completes the three-point play, 7-6 now.
You saw right there, there's Mike McKenna, or Christopa inbounding. He actually wanted to let Jamison put it in, but he handed it into him inbounds. That's an illegal inbound, so Bensalem ball.
Bensalem gets it back. Here's Houston. Houston on the baseline outside to Gruber. Gruber, that's for 2. Don't count it. As Krishawn Lewis comes down with the heavy rebound, puts it back up, and gets fouled underneath. Bensalem pretty early as North Penn will get the ball back. There's no foul underneath there.
Schemberger on a push-off there.
Here's Jamison inbounding to McKenna with 4:32 on the clock. Still 7-6 Bensalem. Jamison up top versus Morris. Over to Christopa. Christopa open for the tray. No good as Jamison slaps it out. Back to Bensalem. Back to North Penn, rather, with 4:18 on the clock. North Penn has another chance here. Down 1. 4:18 on the clock. Jamison long, skipping to the backcourt, gives it up to Hauser. Hauser over to Jamison. Jamison looks for the call. Slow offense once again. There's McKenna over to Jamison. Jamison up top versus Morris inside to McNeil, gives it up to McKenna. McKenna will roll back up top, gets the pick from Sterling. Christopa open for the tree, once again couldn't get it. Sterling, look at the rebound, couldn't get the shot to go. Certainly we need to make those.
That's unfortunate for the Knights. They had a real chance to take the lead again in this ball game.
Here comes Sterling trying to make up for it. He's go head-to-head with Morris. Couldn't get it. Slapped away by Houston. Jamison will get the rebound. Inside to Christopa. Couldn't handle the pass. No jump ball called. Foul underneath.
Good hustle by Jamison to make that pass to Christopa. Cutting to the basket. He'll draw the foul, and he'll get 2 shots.
Foul called on Bensalem. Matt Gruber, his first, team first. 3:34 on the clock. Knights will have it out as John Brooker comes in. Christopa will sit down. 6-man here. John Brooker. There's McKenna on the far side, over to Jamison. Jamison calls it, gives it up to Brooker up top. Brooker looks, tries to get the bouncer. Ill-advised pass, couldn't get it through the middle as Ron Morris picks it off. Gives it up to Lewis. Lewis on the baseline. Fancy reverse. Couldn't get it to drop. Picks up the foul. He'll step to the line.
If you have a guy like Lewis going up there trying one of those 360 reverse layups with a lot of spin on the ball, chances are they're not going to go in anyway. You might as well let him shoot it.
Most definitely. But you know what, he's going to draw the foul every time. So here's Lewis looking to improve on this 1-point lead for the Owls. Couldn't get it on the first. Now another. 3:13 on the clock. Lewis, 1 for 2 at the line. 8-6. Bensalem, early. Hauser. Back to Jamison, back to McKenna. McKenna back to Jamison. Jamison skipping to Brooker. Brooker looking. He'll have to stop and roll back. Drops it off for McKenna. McKenna takes over, back to Brooker. Brooker slips out of trouble. Bouncer, second turnover for John Brooker. Sterling tries to save it, but he gives it up as Ron Morris brings it back for the Owls. good opportunity for the Owls here as Gruber almost mishandles the pass. Gruber driving in. Got the shot. Matt Gruber. Nice play.
Boy,
10-6.
That was pretty right there. Scoop shot over traffic, giving them a 4-point lead here with 2:30 to go.
Comes Jay Jameson with 2:34, looking for answers here. Knights are down 4 as John Brooker has it up top. There's Brooker driving in, stopping outside to Hauser. Hauser open for the trifecta. Cannot get it. Matt Gruber rips down the rebound. Here's Gruber. Over to Schamberger. Schamberger over to Morris. Morris up top versus McKenna. 2:10 on the clock. Bensalem looking for the opportunity to add to their 4-point lead. Ron Morris in trouble. North Penn couldn't save it. Look, Krishawn Lewis underneath the North Penn Knights. Defense falling apart here as Bensalem keeps coming up.
They've been getting offensive rebounds all day. They're just going to have to box out better and get their own rebounds.
Most definitely. 1:45 on the clock. Knights down 6. McKenna asks for 3. Couldn't get it. Alex Houston rips down the rebound. 1:35. Skip in and Lewis. Lewis couldn't handle it. It'll go out here as Matt Gruber steps into the stands with 1:31 on the clock.
Gruber going up to the top row of the bleachers here, trying
shaking
to
hands
save
with
that
his
one.
friends. Hasn't seen some people in a while as Dave Hall's going to come in here. John Brooker will come out as he came in. 2 quick turnovers for Brooker. Definitely not what he needed after coming off that big night on Friday.
Yeah, definitely. Brooker, I mean, he had a huge night against Springfield, and see if Dave Hall can change things around for the Knights, get a couple baskets for him, get him back in this ballgame.
It's all about production here. Dave Hall comes up running things with 1:18 on the clock. Here's Hauser. Hauser over to McKenna. Back out to Hauser. Hauser driving in. Stops. Pops. Couldn't get it. Hall with the rebound. Stuffed in the post. Steps out. Bensalem will get it back. The Owls doing serious things here. Intimidating the Knights with 1:06 on the clock.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Dave Hall having that shot under the basket. He might want to try a head fake to get the defender up in the air and try to draw the foul there. He just went up with the first shot, and he just got it swatted back in his face, unfortunately for him.
Definitely. 57 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Ron Morris working his magic, couldn't get it. Hauser comes down with the rebound, bounces it back to Jamison. 50 seconds here. Jamison over to Hall. Hall will roll back up top. Hall versus Morris. 34 seconds. Hall waiting to make his move, looking for last shot. Oh, indecisive. We've seen this before. 18 seconds. Looking for it. When do you go, Kyle?
Well, he's about ready to go. Here we go.
Here we go with 7 seconds. Hall moving in, stops, pops, couldn't get it. No rebound. Bensalem picks it up. Here comes Matt Gruber. Count it if it goes. No. 12-6 at the end of the first quarter. Bensalem just the way they wanted it to go.
I'll tell you what there, Joel. North Penn was 0 for 4 from 3-point range there in the first quarter, and that's not what they want to have done. I mean, we saw against Springfield, they were dropping them at free will from 3-point land. And to get back into this ballgame, they're going to have to start connecting. Hauser was 0 for 2. Or excuse me, Christopher was 0 for 2. Hauser missed one, and McKenna missed one as well. So North Penn's going to have to get back on track here from 3-point land.
Bensalem in this first quarter certainly has set out to do everything that they plan to in this game.
Well, some leading scores here for North Penn. Sterling McNeil has been controlling the boards underneath him. He has 4 of the North Penn Knights' 6 points here in the first quarter. And for Bensalem, it's been Krishawn Lewis, who averages 16 points a game. He has 4 points and 2 rebounds early on here for the Owls.
So the Owls certainly looking to keep control of this game so far. The Knights, for the first time, we're seeing them confused as they come out bringing back all their starters. Pete Christopher back in, Sterling and Jamison and McKenna. Hauser, 12-6. We begin the second quarter at the Palace. North Penn looking to get back in this. McKenna will inbound. We're underway. There's the bouncer over to McKenna on the far side. Back out to Christopher. Christopher will roll back up top. Double team inside to Jamison. Outside to McKenna. That's for 3. Couldn't get it. McKenna 0 for 2 from the line. Hauser, foul call. Back to Bensalem. Looks like Jamison.
Yeah, he went over the back there trying to grab that rebound, so that'll be Bensalem ball.
Knights still having trouble here. Jamison's first foul, third team foul. Bensalem, by the way, 2 team fouls so far. 7:41 on the clock. Here we go. Ron Morris running the point. This is McKenna on the far side. Over to Gruber. Gruber on the baseline, bounces out. Give it back to Bensalem with 7:26 on the clock. Still, here's Morris looking to inbound. Bounces in, finds Houston. Houston double teamed outside. Here's Gruber. Gruber versus Christopher. Gruber driving in. Bad pass. Jamison picks it off. Here's Christopher on the fast break. Christopher stops back outside to Jamison. Slapped away by Gruber. Give it back to the Knights. Nice heads-up play there by Matt Gruber all over Jamison.
Definitely, and also a good play by Christopher. He was 1-on-3 there, and he held up and made the pass to Jamison, even though it was almost picked off. Nice play by Christopher there.
Very nice. Here comes the Knights once again. 7:07 on the clock. Jamison up top. Still haven't scored yet in the second quarter. Still 12-6. Here's Christopher over to McKenna. McKenna back outside of Christopher. Christopher rolling. Tipped. Sterling picks it up in the outside corner. Bounces it. It tipped off. Turnover again for the Knights. Here's Ron Morris. Over to Lewis. Lewis driving, baseline, spinning. Couldn't get it to drop. Sterling taps it out. McKenna comes down with the rebound. Reprieve here for the Knights. Jamison will bring it up with 6:36 on the clock. Christopher, nice move.
That was a brilliant move. Nice little loop shot over the defender there to avoid the block. Score 2 for Christopher, 12-8. Favor the Owls.
Knights looking for anything as a catalyst to bring them back into this. 12-8. 6:18 on the clock. Here's Morris beating McKenna, spinning. Bad shot there. Gruber put it off the end of the backboard. Here's McKenna, 2-on-1. Foul. No travel call. McKenna will get the foul, step to the line, en route to the basket. 6:09 on the clock.
Everybody in the building from Bensalem was looking for a walk call there, but
Bensalem's got a crowd tonight.
They brought everybody. They got the face paint going on with the bandanas. They brought everybody down
the Wild
from
ones to cheer on their Owls.
And that is a long trip. That's about an hour away, so they got some faithful Owl fans here.
Bensalem is representing in the Palace tonight. Here's Jamison inbounding. McKenna for 3. Back. 0 for 3 from the line for McKenna. More sloppy passes. There it goes out. Foul call. Looks like they're going to call that one on Alex Houston. No, looks like on Hauser. Foul called on the Knights. Mike Hauser's first foul. 14 foul for the Knights. Give it back to Bensalem with just over 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. Here's Brett Jaffe outside. Houston, Brack, McKenna picks it up to slow it down. 5:52 on the clock. Turnover for the Owls. 8-12. Here's Jamison. Jamison will call the timeout. The Knights need to slow it down. They're down 4. 5:45 on the clock.
Well, as you said, Joel, they're looking for a catalyst there, and their catalyst right now might be their defense. You've seen they've kept Bensalem off the scoreboard in the second quarter. They haven't scored yet. The Knights have only had 2 points of their own, but still, their defense has been shutting them down. They haven't made a shot here in almost 2.5 minutes, so look for the Knights defense to keep it up.
Definitely the Bensalem has been shut down offensively as we're halfway through the second quarter. As it's 8-12 now. North Penn only the one to score in the second quarter. 2 points, 8-12. Going to be a good one. Bensalem, an important note. Only really about 7-man rotation for Bensalem as far as using their bench. North Penn, if they can go to their bench, come out with fresh legs, that's one way they can get in and beat Bensalem.
Yeah, the one thing I'm thinking right now, Joel, Josh Hebner hasn't seen any action tonight yet. They might need to bring him in. He hasn't been in yet. As you've seen, Brucker and Hall basically off the bench have been ineffective. So if they can get Hebner in there, he might be able to drop some threes and also get some scoring inside as well.
Probably see Hebner later in the game. North Penn keeps all their starters right now as Christopher inbounds to Jamison. 5:43 on the clock, 12-8 North Penn. 12-8 Bensalem. There's Jamison calling the play, setting it up over to Christopher. Christopher up top. Versus Lewis. Back outside to Jamison. 5:30 on the clock. So that bouncer over to McKenna in the corner. Foul ball. Push on Bensalem. foul called on number 44, Byron Schamberger. His second, 14 foul for the Owls. Knights have it back. Here's Hauser on the far side. On the baseline, bounces out to Christopher, back over to McKenna. McKenna, skip inside. Here's Sterling on the baseline, bounces to Hauser. Hauser couldn't put it back up immediately. Blocked with authority from Lewis, rather. North Penn will get it back. Here's Jamison inbounding, 5:12 on the clock. Hauser near side, over to Christopher. Christopher up top. Christopher, skip, over to Jamison. Jamison inside, bouncer, over to Sterling. Sterling out to McKenna for three, back. That's what we need. Mike McKenna, his first three of the game. 11-12 now, putting North Penn just down one.
That's excellent. Excellent play by McKenna to bury that three, get the Knights back within striking distance. They've outscored the Owls 5-0 here in the second quarter.
Hopefully that'll put McKenna a little more comfortable from beyond the arc now, as we're 11-12. Second quarter, 4:36. Here's Lewis, back. That's for two.
You saw that was a huge pick set by Alex Houston, and Pete Christopher just couldn't get through it, and that was a very easy shot there.
Huge. Krishawn Lewis open for Miles. 11-14. Hauser couldn't get it. Schamberger comes down with the rebound. We finally saw that height, a big factor in that. Here's Gruber. Morris, rather. Up top versus McKenna. 4:09 on the clock. Morris on the far side, driving baseline, outside to Houston. Back outside to Schamberger. Schamberger shaking off his man. Skip over to Jaffe. Jaffe inside to Houston. Couldn't get it. McKenna drops it. Back to Bensalem. 3:50. Back to Knights, rather, with 3:55 on the clock. The Knights will have it back down three. Josh Heathner checking in. Mike Hauser will sit down.
That was the second foul on Houston. Fifth foul for Bensalem. They only have one foul to give here with over 3:50 to play here in the second quarter.
So here comes Christopher. Christopher bringing up McKenna, calls for him, over to Heathner. Heathner on the far side, looking. Back outside to Jamison. Jamison over to Heathner. Heathner roll back up top. Looking, drops it off to McKenna. McKenna driving, back out to Christopher. Christopher on the far side. Looking, finds Heathner in the middle. Stop, pop, Heathner with the two. Crush legs, Josh Heathner checking in.
There he is coming off the bench. Like I said, he could be a catalyst here. He's gotten the Knights back within one again.
13-14, 3:19 on the clock. Here's Morris into the front court versus McKenna, 3:15. Morris, over to Lewis. Lewis looking. Lewis driving outside to Morris. Jaffe rather, couldn't drop it. Houston with the rebound, puts it back up for two. Alex Houston, the 6'3" center. 13-16, 2:52 on the clock.
What can you say, Joel? Height's been a factor tonight, and it will be for the rest of the game, more than likely, as the offensive rebounds have been dominated.
More than likely. Here's Sterling. Tried to push on the baseline, couldn't get it. Versus Houston in the corner. Gives it up to Heathner. Heathner over to Christopher. Christopher on the far side. Christopher looks versus Jamison, 2:26 on the clock. Jamison slows it down, bounces it up to McNeil. Here's Sterling. Back over to Jamison, looking for the pick from Heathner. Jamison in trouble, back out to Heathner. Heathner for three, can't get it. Bouncer as Krishawn Lewis comes up with the coast to coast, couldn't get it. Heathner almost tipped it back in. Here's Morris outside to Jaffe. Jaffe looks at the three, fouled by Jay Jamison.
I'm not sure about that one, Joel. Didn't look like he got him that much.
The refs called a foul on Jay Jamison. Questionable, maybe. Bensalem will have it back, though, with an even 2 minutes on the clock. 13-16 Bensalem. Ron Morris inbounding for the Owls. Morris into Lewis. Bad pass, goes out. Back to Knights as it goes off the hands of Krishawn Lewis.
Good job by Heathner just to watch that ball go out of bounds instead of trying to hurt himself or just lose the ball trying to make a crazy save going out of bounds there. Good job by Heathner.
Very good reflexes. So here's Sterling with 1:49 on the clock. McNeil up top, over to Jamison. Jamison open for three, couldn't get it. Sterling knocks it out, goes out of bounds. McKenna into the stands. It's number 23 for the Owls, Art Brown. Checking in. Brian Schamberger will sit down. for the first time tonight. John Brucker checking in for his first time since the first quarter. Sterling will get his first rest of the game. 1:39 on the clock. For both teams going to their bench here. 1:38 left in the half. Here's Ron Morris versus McKenna. Morris over to Jaffe. Jaffe inside, out, keeps it down, low, foul, and one.
Great look by Jaffe there to get the ball into Houston. I mean, that was a rocket.
Houston just took it right back up. Using that height there, Alex Houston will do that all night if the Knights don't get on there.
Might take more than one person, too.
Most definitely. North Penn definitely will have to try to double team, triple team if necessary. Looking to get the 6-point lead, can't get it. John Brooker comes down with the rebound, 13-18, 1:19 on the clock. Jamison bringing it up for the Knights.
North Penn may look for a three-pointer here, try to get back within striking distance again.
Just when they need it, as we saw on Friday, hitting the threes. Here's Christopher, brings back up Brooker. Brooker up top. Look. Brooker drops it off over to Heidner on the near side. Heidner looks over to Brooker. Brooker up top. Brooker versus Lewis. 44 seconds on the clock. Here's Heidner. Heidner and the corner bouncing up. Heidner looks versus Lewis. Finds Jamison up top. 35 seconds on the clock. Here's Jamison. Will slow it down. Knights find themselves as they found themselves in the first quarter. Probably looking for a final shot here. Here's Heidner driving in. Drops it off for Brooker. Bounces up to Christopher. Christopher called for the travel. Pete Christopher, big mistake. 20 seconds here left in the first half. Pete Christopher turns it back over for the Owls.
That's unfortunate for the Knights. They held the ball for almost 40 seconds there. And, you know, to come up with a turnover like that, giving Bensalem the last shot, they have a chance to go up by 7 or 8 points here to come in to halftime.
We saw that in the first quarter. Dave Hall waited 35 seconds, waited 7 seconds to make his move, just to turn it right back over to the Owls. The Owls, big chance here. 5 seconds left on the clock. Here's Jaffe, inside, couldn't handle the pass as Brown. Count that if it goes, and got it!
That is huge.
How big is that?
Unbelievable. That is a force right there. Number 42, Krishawn Lewis. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
No, you cannot. 2013, 7-point lead here for the Owls going into halftime. The Knights looking for answers. They're down 7 at the Palace. How big is this?
This is huge, and especially that turnover on the head fake by Christopher. He shuffled his feet there and got called for the walk. North Penn's really going to have to regroup here.
We're really going to have to regroup. We'll be back in a minute. We have interviews from the coach. We'll talk about what he went into as this Bensalem game. We'll be right back. Stick around. Keep it locked on 16.
A young child's mind is like gelatin. The idea is to put in lots of good things before it sets. A child's mind can take in more during the preschool years than at any other time. What better reason to donate a little of your own?
The odds of your child touching the stars are out of this world. The chance she'll grow up to be a famous architect is somewhat more down to earth. But the chances are more than 1 in 4 your baby isn't fully protected against childhood diseases. Be sure his baby shots are on schedule. Ask your doctor at every visit. Give your child the chance to be whatever he wants, even if it's a rock star. Even if you're sure, ask again.
Back inside the Palace, Joe Brown with the coolest man on television, Kyle Berger. Kyle, I had a chance to talk to Coach Fergus earlier in practice at shoot-around before the game. Here's what he had to say. All right, first of all, congratulations on your first playoff win on Friday.
Thank you.
Now, I know Lower Merion was supposed to be the favorite in tonight's game. Were you looking past Bensalem a little bit to Lower Merion?
Well, you know, I think most people anticipated that Lower Merion would win. They were the 6th seed and Bensalem was 27th. But we also felt that Bensalem has been very competitive, and we thought they had the opportunity to give them a game, and they came through with a win. I think it shows the overall strength of our division, that the last place team in our division would go and beat the number 6 seed defending state champ on the road. So I think we'll have our hands full tonight with Bensalem.
There's a lot of talk this week about how good Suburban 1 national teams have done in this first round of the playoffs. Did that
So the surprise? No, actually no, because just top to bottom, our division is so tough. Every team in our division won their first round game, including Truman, who was second to last, and I just think again it speaks so well of the competition in our league and our division. We face that, all year long, and I think that, the teams that come out of the playoffs and get to states. The teams from our division, our league, are going to find, I think, in states that they're not going to be playing anybody any tougher than the teams that they knocked heads against, twice during the season. So that's our goal, is to keep winning and moving on.
So since Bensalem was your last regular season win, do you go in tonight with that same game plan that you had last week? I know you spoke to that earlier.
Well, we're not going to change, what we do. We're going to try to play real tough defense and cause a lot of turnovers and be patient on offense and get good shots. We're going to try to, to execute and run our game. We're not going to make any major changes. There are a few things that, a few wrinkles we've put in that are a little different from the last time we played them. I'm sure they've got a few things, different for us. But overall, we've been winning games and we're successful, and we're not going to tinker with, what's gotten us here.
On Friday, you used a lot of your underclassmen. Jay Joseph, probably one of the most surprising things I saw, your freshman phenom there. Do you plan on using them again as much tonight or as little? Well, I think that, a lot of playing time is determined by how kids practice. And although it's the playoffs and you don't want to, just substitute for the sake of substitution, we've had a lot of players as the years gone on who have really improved and done a great job in practice. And really, you mentioned Jay Joseph and Mike Riley is another, and there's several other kids in that category that have really improved as the years gone on. And, I feel like we really don't lose anything when we go to those kids. Matter of fact, I think it's a strength of ours. For instance, tonight, Bensalem, they only go with a 7-man rotation. If we can throw 10 or 11 guys at them, keep fresh legs in at all times, and still not, experience a drop-off in our production, then I think that's an advantage for us. So I think as the playoffs go on this time of year, you don't want to change what you've been doing, but at the same token, if you've developed confidence in a few more bench players, then I think tournament time, it's a real advantage to be able to play 7, 8, 10, 11, deep as many as you can. So later in the season, you stayed with basically the same starting lineup. Now you kind of mixed it up with your 6th man as far as John Brooker and Dave Hall. But last Friday, we didn't see Dave Hall until the end of the game. What was that about? Well, again, as I mentioned earlier, practice time determines a lot of times minutes in games. And, some of the other kids that had been maybe the 7th, 8th, or 9th men had really, worked hard in practice and done very well and been intense. And it just felt like it was one of those situations where you give a kid an opportunity to play in those situations. And if that kid then steps up and plays well, then maybe, your 6th or 7th man who had normally been the first guy in, that takes away some of his minutes. So it's a case of production. When the kid's number is called, if he comes and produces, then he's probably going to play a little longer than if he comes in and struggles. So, but I hope Dave plays well tonight. I think he'll get a chance to do so. I hope that they all play well, because we're going to need a solid team effort to beat Bensalem. Okay, good luck tonight, Coach. Okay, thank you. As you see a little foreshadowing there by Coach Fergus, who thought this Bensalem team was a very dangerous one coming in here, and definitely they are, as they're down 7, 2013 at the half. Brian Clemente, our roving reporter for basketball, North Penn Sports. He's in the stands. You got Coach Boylan over there.
All right, thanks, Joel. I'm with Coach Borland of the Penndale 9th grade boys basketball team. How is your team doing so far this year? How was her season over at Penndale?
Well, right now we're 8 wins, 6 losses. We've had some difficulty getting 5 players out there at one time because of injuries and illness and whatever. And when we get those 5 out there, they do very well together, but it's difficult to get them there all at one time and do the job we like to do.
What can the boys varsity coach look towards next year with ninth graders coming up? What kind of talent can he look for?
We have a couple of very nice players. We've got Mike Bachelor plays a good inside game, and Chris Malott is very good on defense. We've got a good little shooter in Ross Boardman. So those three guys, I think, will do a good job for North Penn. We've got a couple of boys from there. Purcell have a lot of talent, and I think if they use that talent when they get up here, they should be all right, too. So he's got, I think, at least 5 guys that he can look forward to.
What can the boys' team here tonight do in the second half to beat Bensalem here? What kind of game should they play?
I think Bensalem's done a nice job of neutralizing Jamison and McKenna and taking away that outside shot. We've had a few good shots from the corner, but we just haven't been able to drop it. If we drop a couple of shots, these guys are right in the ball game. But they've got to start hitting the outside shot.
All right, you heard it from the coach's mouth. Back to you, Joel.
Thank you, Brian. Out there, Coach Boylan, the 9th grade coach. Definitely some foreshadowing. What's happening next year on the future of North Penn? I know you got some stats from the first half.
Well, as we had in the first quarter, Lewis continues to be the leading scorer for Bensalem with 8 points and 4 rebounds. And for the Knights, it's still Sterling McNeil, even though he didn't score in the second quarter. Nobody else really did for the Knights in a large fashion. So it's still Sterling McNeil with 4 points. McKenna with 3 points and 3 rebounds. Team stats, North Penn shooting only 6 for 17 from the field. That's only good enough for 35%. And the big number is 1 of 9 from three-point range. Bensalem is 9 for 17 from the floor, 53%. And as we said, the rebounding would be a factor. Bensalem with 12 rebounds and the Knights with only 5.
So McKenna, who had 7 three-pointers in the last game of the season versus Bensalem, only 1 tonight. And they're down 7. Definitely needs to step up for the second half. We're underway here at second half action at the Palace. 13-20, Bensalem looking to recreate the magic they had in the first. Here's Ron Morris over to Gruber, 4-3, can't get it. Jamison picks up the rebound. Jamison will bring it up. Bouncer over to Hauser. Has Sterling in the corner, picks him up. Sterling definitely doesn't shoot the 3. Gets his own rebound off of Gruber, spins in the post, puts his shot back up. Sterling gets his own rebound and puts it back up. A horse. 15-20.
Good job by McNeil. Hustle all the way there, getting his own rebound about 3 times there and getting the putback finally for the basket.
Just make your own stat sheet, Sterling McNeil. 7:15 on the clock. Here's Morris versus McKenna. Morris over to Houston. Plays a little keep away from McKenna. Back to Houston. Houston over to Schamberger. Schamberger couldn't get it. Knights will have it back. Here's Jamison. 15-20. Jamison up top. 6:49. Christopa for 3. Break. And Jamison picks up the rebound. Fouled underneath.
Good job.
Went down hard on that one, but Jamison, good job in picking up the foul.
Excellent job by Jamison. He really didn't have a shot there, but he did go up and draw the foul. And that's going to work for the Knights here. They're going to need to get to the line. They haven't even had any foul shots yet this game. So they're going to need to get to the line to get back into this game. And Jamison will shoot 2.
Definitely. There's going to be one way for them to get back up this deficit here is stepping to the line, getting a 1-by-1. Jamison can't get the first.
Jamison really looking to try to get into the groove tonight, and he hasn't as of yet. As we said at the top, he only needed 19 points to pass Kevin Biagas. And that makes him only have 3 so far for tonight. He's going to need to step it up here in the second half, and the Knights are a second half team, as you know.
And all of a sudden now it's not even about beating Biagas' record, it's about winning this game. 16-20, 6:34, almost a gimme. Here's Krishawn Lewis, that was for 3, couldn't get it. Gruber with the rebound, harassed in the post, spins around, puts it back up. Matt Gruber making things happen.
Excellent spin move to get around about 3 Knights defenders there in the lane, and he got the bucket.
So the 6-1 Met. Gruber putting it back in. 16-22. First points of the second half for Bensalem. Here's Jamison up top versus Morris. Jamison bounces over to Christopa, rather. Inside to Hauser. Bouncer in to Sterling. Nice moves there for the Knights.
Good play to get it into McNeil, and he's been hitting those reverse layups here. That's, I think, 8 points from McNeil now. Only 2.5 minutes into the third quarter.
Christopher all over big Alex Houston. Call for the foul. Bensalem will get it back. That's Christopher's second. Team first for the second half. Here's Morris into Houston. Houston double team outside to Schamberger. Schamberger driving baseline, but too bad he carried the ball. Turns it over to the Knights. 18-22, 5:41 on the clock.
He went with the head fake there and did do the right thing. He got the defender up in the air. He did shuffle his feet. They're going to ring him up for the walk.
The Knights will have it back. Here's Jamison working off the turnover. Here's Jamison on the far side, outside McNeil. McNeil driving in, outside of Christopher, gives it up to Jamison. Open for three. Good.
There's Jamison getting back on track here with a three-pointer to get the Knights back within one.
That was huge, Kyle. 21-22.
Unbelievable.
Here's Lewis going. Answering Jamison's three there. 24-21. 4:58 on the clock. Here's Sterling over to Jamison. Hard pick from Hauser. Foul call.
It's a nasty foul on Gruber there. That'll be his third, I believe. That'll be the Owls' second here. The ref was giving Gruber some lip service there about mouthing off. He's going to have to watch it or he'll get slapped with a technical.
Oh, Gruber's a fiery one. As the Knights answer. 23-24 to bring the lead back down to 1. 4:37 on the clock. Here's Lewis inside to Houston. Houston, good look into Schamberger, who gets it slapped away. Foul call. Schamberger steps to the line. Brian Schamberger in the post. Got the foul.
That's the third on Christopher. Second on the Knights.
So Christopher's third foul here. 4:30 on the clock. Second team foul for the Knights. Even in team fouls. Schamberger's first trip to the line tonight. Byron Schamberger making the first. Schamberger, the tallest player on this Owls team, 6'5". Junior. 2 for 2 at the line. Byron Schamberger. 23-26 now. Lead up to 3. 4:26 on the clock. Hauser one-on-one. Schamberger comes back. It's a piece of it.
Unbelievable block by Schamberger right there. He got up for that one.
All over Hauser. Here's Morris. Morris upside. Lewis. Fancy move. Couldn't put it down. McKenna comes down with the rebound. Slowing it down. 4:08 on the clock. Here's McKenna into the front court. Over to McNeil. McNeil. 3:59 on the clock. 23-26. McKenna for three. Count it. 29-23. Mike McKenna. His first three of the second half. Second of the game. 3:48 on the clock. 26-26 at the Palace.
Big clutch three-pointer from Mike McKenna, his second tonight. Bensalem throws the ball away. North Penn ball.
Definitely Bensalem finds himself in the need of a timeout as North Penn has tied this one up, and they're forcing turnovers. Things have suddenly changed at the Palace.
They're a second-half team, Joel. We've seen it. We've seen three-pointers from Jamison and McKenna getting them back in the game. It's been huge. They've been hitting clutch three-pointers. They're back in the game.
Brian Clemente is out there. Brian, what are you thinking about this here?
Oh, I'm thinking it's pretty great. North Penn coming back. Like you said, Kyle, definitely a second-half team. Great clutch shooting there from the three-pointers, McKenna and Jamison.
3:39 on the clock. North Penn looking to step up here and take this game back. The momentum certainly favoring the Knights now.
Look at some stats here, Joel, for the Bensalem Owls. Krishan Lewis is up to his usual antics. He's got 10 points and 4 rebounds for the Owls. And Mike McKenna with his 2 3-pointers has 6 points along with 4 rebounds as well.
So as we come back here, timeout for Bensalem. We're tied at 26. Brian's over there in Bensalem country. How's the feelings over there now as we're tied up?
Well, I can hear the Bensalem fans next to me screaming and yelling, yeah. It's kind of wild.
I can't hear them over here, you know, since we're in the booth and everything.
Yeah.
All right, here we go back. 3:39 on the clock. Here's Christopher. Over to McNeil. McNeil up top. 3:30 on the clock. McNeil looking, couldn't get it. Gruber picks off the pass. 3:20 on the clock. Matt Gruber bouncer over to Morris. Here comes Ron Morris versus McKenna. Morris looking to make his move. Gets the pick from Houston, spins, and Jamison picks off the pass. Sean Lewis picks it back up, and the Knights will get it back as Lewis stepped out. With 3:04 on the clock. Jamison low back.
Jamison showing his defensive skill there, swatting the ball away off of the Bensalem player, so Knights will have the ball.
So here's Christopa, even 3 minutes on the clock, 26-26 still. Bouncer over to McNeil. Sterling up top versus Sean Lewis. It's Jamison. Jamison looking. Over to McKenna. Hauser on the far side. Back outside to Christopa. Christopa up top. 2:43. Inside to McKenna. McKenna stops, pops. Couldn't get it. Sterling with the rebound. Swept away by Lewis. Looking for the call here. Give it back to North Penn.
Jump ball called there as they're trying to rip the ball out of each other's hands, and before somebody got hurt, they're going to call the jump ball.
So give it back. Score still at 26, 2:37. It's Christopa up top here. Lewis guarding. Jamison open for three. Too far. Bensalem comes down with it. That's Byron Schamberger, rather. Here's Morris. Into the front court with 2:21 on the clock. Still locked at 26. Here's Lewis over to Schamberger. Schamberger on the far side. Back over to Lewis. Lewis up top versus Christopa. Gets the pick from Houston. Lewis backs up, back outside to Morris. Morris on the far side versus McKenna. Inside to Houston. Houston back outside to Lewis. Lewis driving in, stopping, popping. Can't get it. Tips his own shot. Goes back up again, doing his work in the post. Krishawn Lewis brings the lead back to 2, 28-26.
Bensalem continuing to get those putbacks. And that's been the difference in this ball game right now. They'd be out of it if they haven't been getting these offensive rebounds.
It's going to be a good one here. We're playing the seesaw battle. Here's Christopa. Gets the pick from Sterling. Straight to the basket. And Jamison puts it right back in for two.
Jamison showing Bensalem a little taste of their own medicine there with the offensive putback and the basket.
Jamison all over that. Quick reflexes. Ties it back up at 28. 1:23 on the clock. Here's Morris into the front court. Morris versus McKenna. Gets it by Christopa. Here's Lewis stopping, popping, bang. 30-28, 1:11 on the clock. Knights will have it back. Here's Christopa with 1:06. Just under a minute to play in the third quarter. Christopa over to James. Hauser for three. Got it. Knights take the lead. 31-30.
Is that huge or what, Joe? Giving the Knights a lead here in the third quarter with just 45 seconds to go.
So the Knights have battled back from a one-time 6-point deficit, taking the lead now 31-30 with 40 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Here's Bensalem looking once again to grab the momentum. Alex Houston double teamed outside to Lewis. Lewis up front, back out to Morris. Bensalem trying to hold her final shot. 25 seconds inside to Houston. Houston looking, double teamed. McKenna gets a piece of him outside to Morris. Morris inside to Gruber. Gruber double teamed in the post. Stripped away. McKenna picks it up. Scramble for the ball. Byron Schamberger grabs it. McKenna had a piece too. McKenna's fired up. Jump ball. Give it back to Bensalem.
Good job by McKenna. Hustling on the floor, getting dirty, getting down in the trenches, and ripping away that ball. Unfortunately, though, it does stay with Bensalem. The crowd appreciates the effort of the Knights here. They're going crazy.
Definitely, as Mike McKenna scrambled for that one. Josh Heidner checks in for the Knights. Mike Hauser will sit down with 10 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Back to Bensalem once again. Off the Knights. Knights up 1, 31-30 still. John Brook will check back in for these final seconds of the third quarter. Mike McKenna will sit down.
Look for Bensalem to run a little set play off of the inbound here with only 7.5 to shoot.
Here we go. 5 seconds. Here's Jack looking to drop it off. Over to Morris. Tipped off. Jamison gets it back. That's it. Do not count that. It's over. 31-30 at the end of the third quarter. North Penn taking the lead. Big third quarter there for the Knights.
Unbelievable third quarter there. Now with some leading scores for both teams, continues to be the Krishan Lewis show on the Bensalem side of the ball, 14 points and 6 rebounds. And for Jay Jamison, he has surged into the lead as the Knights' leading scorer. 8 points, 3 rebounds on the strength of that crucial three-pointer.
Definitely a crucial three-pointer there for the Knights. Brian, what did you see there as the Knights just came back streaking in this third quarter?
I was liking how they passed the ball back out to Sterling at the point. And Sterling would drive in, dish it out for the three-pointer. Got to use that more.
Definitely see Sterling in the post. That's one way to get it in. Jamison coming alive from outside. McKenna coming alive. Hauser stepping up in that third quarter.
Of course, Hauser hit that crucial three-pointer to give the Knights the lead. They don't get any more crucial than that.
No, they don't. Bensalem's back in here looking, once again, as I've said many times, to grab this momentum back. This is a playoff atmosphere finally. We really didn't see it on Friday. I wasn't feeling a playoff atmosphere tonight. We're playing to stay alive here, as both teams know. If they don't win, they go back home.
Yeah, I hope everybody at home has a good seat, because this is definitely going to be a good one.
Oh, yes.
Hang on to whatever you can.
It's time to let your hair down. If you can't let it down, take it off. Put it down beside you. We'll be all right for now. 31-30, North Penn. We're underway, fourth quarter. Dave Hall comes in for the Knights. 7:50. Here's Hall over to McKenna on the far side, back upside to Hall. Hall versus Lewis, driving. Hall streaking back out to Kristopa. Kristopa open for the three, couldn't get it. Schamberger came down with it. Here's Morris. Bensalem looking to take the lead back. Morris versus McKenna. Morris looking, gets it out to Schamberger. Schamberger trying to find him, stripped away. Morris picks it back up for the Owls. Morris will step back, slowing it down, gives it back up to Lewis on the far side, double team. Back outside to Morris. Morris, long three. Ron Morris stepping up for that long three from another zip code at the Palace, 33-31.
That was the first three-pointer made by Bensalem the whole game, and what a good time to hit one.
Most definitely. Bensalem really not known for their triple threat shooting. Here's the air ball here for the Knights. Hall gets the rebound, slapped away by Schamberger. Jump ball call, back to Bensalem.
That's the second time we've seen David Hall. Actually, the third time if you count the 2 times he was blocked right there. He's been getting swatted under the basket. He's going to have to maybe drive in and kick it out for a three-pointer.
We saw Dave really hesitate down low, went back up, and Schamberger was all over. So here comes Morris, streaking to the basket, got it. Ron Morris stepping up for the fourth quarter. 4-point lead now for the Owls, 31-35.
Ron Morris has taken over this game basically in the first minute and a half of the fourth quarter, scoring the first 5 points for the Owls.
What did you say to Ron Morris at the end of the third quarter? Here's Dave Hall doing his streaking thing. Dave Hall stepping up, 33-35.
That's the kind of drive Dave Hall needs. He drove with confidence there, with power. He put it right over the big man in the middle, and he scores 2.
Definitely almost bringing back that show he did in the fourth quarter versus Abington in the playoffs last year. Jamison caught. Controversial call here as Jamison pushed off his third foul. Ron Morris inbounding for Bensalem, still up 2, 35-33, 5:59 on the clock. Here we go here. Alex Houston in the post, picked off. North Penn picks it up. Jamison has it, almost stripped back by Bensalem. Hall, nice looking at Hauser. Hauser driving, takes it up, got it. 37-33, Mike Hauser inside.
Great pass by Hall into Hauser. Can you feel the excitement here in playoff action?
Oh, I can feel it as Sterling tips that one out. Bensalem will get it back. Mike Hauser went all the way on that last play. 35-35. 5:37 on the clock. Owls have it back. Here's Schamberger underneath. Hauser almost got a little piece of that one, and it goes out.
It's an unfortunate call for the Knights. Apparently that caught Sterling McNeil. They'll come right back to the Owls with a chance to get back into the lead here.
So here come the Owls again. Another chance on this offensive try. Still locked at 35, 5:29 on the clock. Here's Morris. Morris on the far side, outside. Lewis up top versus McKenna. Krishan Lewis driving in, puts it up, couldn't get it, tips it. No rebound here as the Knights pick it up. Hauser, bad pass here. Alex Houston picks it up. Matt Gruber gets it. Foul call on the Knights. Sterling McNeil got a piece of Matt Gruber there. Bensalem will get it back.
It's going to be on Mike Hauser. That's his second foul and the team's fourth. Bensalem will inbound. No shooting foul there.
So it is on Mike Hauser, not on Sterling McNeil. Hauser's second foul, 14th foul. Big foul there, unquestionable. Mike McKenna had that all the way.
Yeah, he was all over him, and that's unfortunate. I believe that's a shooting foul. So they're going to get 2 shots out of this with a chance to get into the lead here. So the Krishawn Lewis trying to add to his lump sum of scoring already here.
So Krishawn Lewis here at the line, shooting 2. McKenna's first foul of the game, 15th foul. Lewis missing that one. These are big free throws here.
I think the crowd may be playing a factor on him here, chanting at the free throw shooter.
I don't know, all of a sudden the Palace crowd has come alive.
It's playoff fever, it's catching here at the Palace.
Lewis 0 for 2 at the line. Houston comes down with a big rebound. Puts it back up, no shot. Jamison saves it. Foul call down low. Byron Schamberger called on that one.
That'll be his third and the team's third as well. 2 players for the Owls are in foul trouble. Both Gruber and Schamberger have 3. For the Knights, Jamison and Kristopa have 3 fouls as well.
So Schamberger really kicking himself on that one. We're still at 35 here, 4:54 on the clock. Here's Dave Hall. Jamison streaking to the basket. Dave Hall still has. Bouncer over to Jamison. Jamison on the far side, double team back outside the Hall. Dave looking up top. Over to Hauser. Hauser on the near side. Back outside the Hall. Hall driving, streaking. Schamberger got a piece of it. And outside. Bensalem got a little excited. Threw it out.
Not a smart play at all there. You just want to hang on to the ball if you have it in a close game like this. Poor passing by the Owls. Pistol Pete will check in here for the Knights, replacing Dave Hall. Good job by Hall to get a couple points there in the third quarter and the early part of the fourth quarter. Let's see what Pistol Pete can do after he's checked in now.
North Penn has it back here. 35-35, 4:22 on the clock. Here's Kristopa. Drops it off for Hauser. Hauser up top versus Kristopa. Gets the pick from Mike. Kristopa will step out. Harassed in the backcourt over the McKenna. Hauser outside, back outside to Sterling. Sterling fakes it, drives in, stopping, popping, couldn't get it. Hauser with the rebound inside to Jamison. Jamison foul. Big play there. Jamison going head-to-head with the Owls.
That's Gruber's 4th foul. So he's really in foul trouble. They might, Bensalem might bring in a sub for him. I'm not sure about that. Only just a shade under 4 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter.
Can't really afford to lose Gruber as he really has stepped up this game.
He's a really fiery player there running the guard, and he's put in a couple points, but he's also been a key player, not necessarily on the scoreboard, but just as setting picks or what have you. And Jamison makes his first free throw, sending the Knights into the lead.
So Jamison is looking to make the lead here too. Does. 37-35, North Penn's biggest lead of the game. 3:59 on the clock. Bensalem looking to get this one back here as they have lost momentum once again. 3:53. We went almost 3 minutes without a score. Jay Jamison puts them up 2 at the foul line. Here's Morris. Morris on the near side versus Kristopa. Double teamed. Jamison gets the turnover. Spinning out of trouble, Jay Jamison making things happen into the front court, over to McKenna on the far side. McKenna outside to Hauser. Hauser driving in the post outside to Kristopa. Wide open. As they turned it over there. Didn't quite see the call, and Bensalem wants the timeout as they're down 2, 37-35. And they'll have it back after the timeout with 3:23 on the clock.
I think the call there, I think he turned the ball over. He palmed the ball on the dribble. So they're going to give it back to Bensalem as they call timeout, trying to regroup here, only down 2 points. 3:23 to go in the fourth quarter. Jay Jamison has checked in with 10 points now, so he's only 9 points off that record. See what he can do.
9 points off it. It's a very exciting night in all fronts here. Brian, what do you have to add?
Oh, it's very exciting. I'm getting towels thrown at me here. That's how exciting it is. Blue Crew's definitely in it tonight, along with the Bensalem fans. It's a definite part of this game here.
I saw that towel fly towards. Was that at you?
That was at me.
That was at you.
That was at me.
Oh, man, what's going on, man? Disrespect here at the Palace.
Getting a little hostile over there.
Hostile? When they start losing, they start throwing things at the announcers. I don't understand that.
We get no respect here at the Palace from the visiting crowd.
Hey, what can you do? 3:23 on the clock. We're going to come back from this timeout here. Bensalem's down 2. North Penn returning all their starters.
I'll tell you what, Joel, I think the key to this game, I think whoever gets to 40 points first is going to come out on top here. It's a bold prediction, but I think that's going to be the key to the game.
I shall hold you to that, Kyle. Here's Schamberger. Schamberger in trouble. Over to Morris. Morris looking back over. That's Deshaun Lewis on the far side. 3 minutes left to play in the game. Brett Jaffe, that's for 2, couldn't get it. Hauser looking for the rebound. Schamberger using the height, couldn't get it back in. Big miss there for the Owls.
Yeah, as we've seen here late in the game, Bensalem's been missing those putbacks. Sterling McNeil, what a play.
Wide open, Sterling McNeil puts the Knights up 4. Sterling had that all the way, 39-35. Timeout here. Playoff atmosphere. 2:33 on the clock.
The Owls were a little lackadaisical getting back on defense there. Sterling McNeil, they don't get any easier than that.
Most definitely. Usually that's the Knights who had trouble in the first half of the season getting back as far as the transition, but utilizing the Owls here, just all over it. Sterling McNeil putting it back up for the 2, putting the Knights up 4 here. Bensalem in a 4-point hole. What are they going to do?
They're really going to have to maybe set up Ron Morris again. He was a catalyst early on in the fourth quarter, hitting those 3-pointers. And, if he could hit another one, Bensalem's right back in this ball game.
And Brian Clementez, who's got the inside line on that Bensalem huddle. What's going on in there?
Actually, I don't really know. I think he's talking more about defense and getting back on their game back there.
That's good, man. You should try eavesdropping stuff. Let's get in there. 2:33 on the clock. 39-35. 5 team fouls for the Knights. 4 team fouls for the Owls. Looking to finish this one up at the Palace.
We've seen Sterling McNeil making that last basket. That's brought him up to 8 points to go along with his 2 rebounds tonight.
So here's Ron Morris. Owls would certainly like to see a 3-pointer here with 2:24 on the clock. Here's Schamberger. Schamberger on the far side, outside to Morris. Morris by Christopa, outside. Lewis on the near side. Trying to get the pick from Morris, does not. Rolls back up top, 2:08 on the clock. There's Lewis, harassed by McKenna. Steps back, goes into it, slicing to the basket. Don't count the shot, foul before the shot.
That'll be Jamison's 4th foul in the Knights' 6th. They have no more fouls to give. That could become a factor with under 2 minutes to play here with the Owls in the bonus.
So with the foul before the shot, a no shooting foul. Bensalem will get it back. Here's Ron Morris inbounding. That's Brett Jaffe for 3. Brick. Christopa comes down with a hard rebound and a foul underneath on Bensalem. Christopa, the victim on that one. Still 39-35. The Knights have it back. 1:55 on the clock.
Tell you what, that 3-pointer by Jaffe, he looks like he's the man if that goes. But that's really not the shot selection. I mean, if you don't make them and you miss them that badly, that's not the kind of momentum swing that Bensalem wants to get back into this game.
So 1:51 on the clock. Bensalem down 4 here. Here's McKenna. McKenna over to Jamison. 1:40 on the clock. North Penn definitely looking to slow down that offense here as McKenna bumps into Jaffe. Foul called on Bensalem. Number 10, Dan Morris. Ron Morris.
North Penn is also in the bonus now. That was a 16 foul on Bensalem. They'll be shooting 1-1 from here on in.
So North Penn has it back. 1:37 on the clock. Pete Christopa on the near side. Fakes the 3, rolls back up top. Christopher calling for McKenna, drops it off. McKenna picks up a double team over to outside to Jamison. Jamison by Jaffe over to Christopher. Christopher up top over to McKenna. McKenna for three, couldn't get it. Jaffe comes up with the rebound. Here comes Bensalem. Big transition here. They're down 4 with 1:13 on the clock. Here's Lewis on the far side. Double team, gets it out to Ron Morris. Morris looking, 1:04 on the clock. Morris, bouncer into Jaffe. Jaffe outside. Morris driving outside to Schamberger. Schamberger looking. Gets it out to Morris. 53 seconds left to play in the game. Morris stopping, pop and go.
Look for a foul here quickly on Mike McKenna or Jay Jamison. They're going to try to, or maybe they aren't going to try to foul him. They're going to let him shoot. Only 40 seconds left here.
Maybe see here the Owls give one more chance at the basket. This is big here for the Knights. They need points here. The Owls are 2 points away. 33 seconds on the clock. 39-37. Here's Jamison. Over to Christopher. Back to Jamison. Jamison up top versus Morris. 24 seconds. Here's Jamison, double team. Jamison spinning out of trouble. Bouncer out of bounds. Foul called. Back to North Penn.
Bensalem's really desperate here. Only 17.5 seconds left. I was really surprised they didn't go for the foul there. Trying to get the Knights on the line.
So no foul. Timeout definitely is warranted in this situation. 17.5 seconds left in one of these teams' season. And Bensalem is down 2. Playoff action at the Palace. This is exciting here, Kyle.
Definitely. I mean, now I'm almost certain any good coach is going to tell his kids to foul here. I mean, down by 2 with 17.5, you're desperate. And especially with no shot clock, the Knights are content to just hang on to the ball for the rest of the game.
Definitely. They'll do that in a second. Hang right on to the ball. 17.5 seconds left. And what are we going to do here? Brian, anything to add?
Well, as I was eavesdropping with Bensalem, coach talking to Jaffe, number 24, why he didn't foul. It's one big reason there, letting North Penn march down the court, running the clock down to 17.5 seconds. Look for number 42, Lewis, to be guarding Jamison, and Jaffe to be guarding McKenna. So, coach is looking for them to steal the ball and get back down and score the basket.
We'll see. That's the inside line from Brian Clementez. Owls down 2, 39-37. 17.5 seconds on the clock. Matt Gruber looking to check in, couldn't get in. Here we go. Jamison inbound for the Knights. 5 seconds. North Penn will have to try it again. We'll have a second timeout here as North Penn could not get it in.
Good job by Jamison to avoid the turnover there, a freebie to Bensalem. He just gives a timeout to the ref. They'll talk it over once more.
This is very exciting basketball here. Still same time on the basket. 17.5 seconds. Knights up 2. 39-37. As far as fouls, both teams in the bonus.
Here's a look at some stats here. Krishan Lewis is the game-high scorer with 15 points, 1 point under his 16-point average, and along with 6 rebounds. Jay Jamison is the Knights' leading scorer, 10 points and 4 rebounds. Doesn't look like he's going to get the record tonight, but he might be able to pick it up later in the postseason should the Knights win this game.
Brian, what's the new plan?
All right. Look for Bensalem to fight through the pick at the North Penn setting. That's what the coach is stressing, to fight through that pick.
Bensalem looking to fight for the pick here. 39-37. Bensalem looking to come back up. Alex Houston taking that leadership role as he has to sit down here with 17.5 seconds, letting his troops come back onto the floor. Bensalem looking to play this Cinderella team here in the playoffs. The Owls, the Giant Killers. Here we go. McKenna inbounding. Bensalem picks it off.
Can you believe this?
Here's Brian Schamberger over to Gruber. Gruber on the far side, 11 seconds left. Ron Morris calls the timeout. Bensalem has it back and a chance to win this game with 8 seconds on the clock. How big is this?
This is huge. And they're going to bring in the big man, Alex Houston. He's going to check in after the timeout, and I believe number 24 will check back in too, Brett Jaffe. Now, I'm not sure what they're going to go for here. Maybe Brian can find out for us. There's going to be a chance. 8 seconds is plenty of time in basketball. Easy to set up a shot in that, whether it be a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer, we'll see.
I'm thinking definitely here try to tie it up. I wouldn't go for the 3 in this situation.
Yeah, Bensalem.
I definitely not hesitate to take it to overtime.
Yeah, Bensalem, I think, has only made 1 3-pointer the whole game. So they're not really
Yes.
good from beyond the arc. Their game is obviously the inside game with the big man. Huh, Brian?
Definitely. The coach asking for Jaffe and Morris to both try and get open for the three-pointers to go for the win. If not, look for Houston and Scheinberger to go for the layups. So
Okay. 39-37. We're back. 8 seconds left to play in the game. How big is this? The Palace is alive.
Crowd chanting for the defense here.
Here we go. Inbounding is Bensalem. Ron Morris to the basket, streaking. Lewis gets the rebound on the baseline. Double dribble call over. I don't believe it. He turns it over with 3 seconds left on the clock. Rashawn Lewis turned it over on the baseline after getting the rebound after that Ron Morris miss.
Incredible. Good call by the ref right on the spot at the baseline there.
Crucial turnover for the Avs.
Looks like we got about 3 seconds left in Bensalem's season here.
So Bensalem looking to get the turnover here off the Jamison inbound. If not, look for him to commit the foul. They're down 2, 39-37, 3 seconds on the clock.
Oh, look at this.
We go. This is the end of the game. Hauser. Oh, that's it. What a way to end the game as the Knights end 41-37.
Unbelievable.
Mike Hauser stepping up all open as Bensalem was looking for the turnover and knocked down court. That is it. The last game of the season at the Palace of North Penn High School, and what a way to go.
Unbelievable. Excellent second half by the Knights. They really came out to play in the second half, and they showed Bensalem that they are a second half team. So much for the Cinderella season of Bensalem as North Penn has ended it.
So much for it. You know they had high hopes coming into this game after beating Lower Marion last Friday. They came up and they stepped up. Brian Clementez has Sterling McNeil outside.
All right, great game there, Sterling. What do you think brought about this win? What was the trying thing?
This one's big. I mean, this goes out for all those people that didn't really believe that we're going to be a good team. Coach Torresani leaving. We only have to bring back Mike and Jay as a winner. That's about it. I got to go, guys.
All right, good game, Sterling. Back to you, Joel.
Sterling McNeil, as you can see, very emotional after this win. A 4-point win over Bensalem. A very exciting game. As his last game as a senior, Jay Jamison's last game as a senior at home, rather, and they've done it. They've done it. Bensalem had a task in front of them as the Knights have gone 9-2 at home and only lost 3 games here at the Palace in the past 2 seasons. And Bensalem just couldn't come up with it tonight, Kyle.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Bensalem. Like you said, they knocked off Lower Marion. They were really hyped coming into this game. North Penn put an end to that, getting 10 points from Jamison, 9 points from Hauser, and 8 points from our man Sterling McNeil tonight.
Very good game. How Jamison points?
10 points. He missed the record at home. He might be able to pick it up next game in the next round of the playoffs.
So Jamison, although not able to come up with that Biagas record, he has another chance later in the season as they go on now to regionals. As they're down, they're up. They won this one 41-37, Kyle. Any more analysis here?
That's it.
Brian, your last game as a senior. What's going on, big man?
Not much. I just enjoyed my great 3 years here at North Penn.
Definitely the way I wanted to go out. Definitely a big game here at the Palace.
North Penn by 4. Great game. Loved it all the way down to the end.
Very big here. A big win for the Knights as they go on two wins away from the Palestra when they go down. It's going to be a big one.
That would be a great way for Jamison and Sterling to end their careers here at North Penn with a nice little couple games at the Palestra down at Penn. That would be huge. That would be a great way for them to end their careers here at North Penn.
So the winner of this game going against, actually, I don't know who they're going against, but hey,
we'll take whoever they send at us.
We will take whoever they send.
Bring them on.
You bring them on. North Penn, we're incredible. We step up, and punks jump up to get beat down.
Look out for us in the second half. We're a second half team, Joel.
Nothing but abuse. Audio, kick the music. We're going out. Joel Brown, Kyle Berger, Brian Clementez. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Keep it up. NPTV Sports, we're coming at you. We'll see you next time. Watch out.